Hello, everybody. This is a reaction to the new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer that just dropped actually recently in the time of this recording. I must say I am ecstatic finally that we get to see something from the movie. I did see the leak, and I must say that the trailer that we've seen here is sort of different. There are some notes that come off a little bit more different than the actual leak. And anyway, the leak was like this shitty recording of someone else taking a recording of the No Way Home trailer. And I must say, yeah, and then another thing about that leak too, it looked like it was still like an early development, so that must have been like some insider that must have leaked that. But anyway, we have this. It's definitely polished. It definitely exceeds my expectations. We got some teasers of Green Goblin, so I'm not sure which Green Goblin. I would imagine it's obviously William Dafoe's Green Goblin from the OG Spider-Man in 2002, but we also see Doc Ock here at the end, and I did see that in a leak, so I'm glad that they actually stuck through with that. And I did see a leak for the script actually not too long ago on Twitter. Twitter is a magical place where you can find all sorts of leaks and whatnot, so I did see the plot, like the official synopsis. Again, this is like from a pretty good source where this person has been accurate, but from what I could tell, it kind of looks spot on with what's going on in this trailer, and especially the leak that came out not too long ago, I think like yesterday of this recording. So yeah, it's just, I always have this weird thing with Spider-Man where I'm like, I wish that they started from the beginning where he just does stuff on his own instead of like everyone handing him things, obviously like he has to have the talent, the skill, and the heart, but still at the end of the day, Iron Man gave him something. Other people may counsel him and try to guide him towards the right direction. So like Happy or something like that. And here now obviously is Doctor Strange, and he gets a cool suit that we've seen Hot Toys promo images for, which I can't wait to pre-order that. I think it's available pre-order now actually, but apparently his suit is mystified with Doctor Strange's magic, right? So yeah, it's really exciting to see what's going on here. We do see Zendaya again, Mary Jane. I didn't expect for him to I feel like there's like some moments in the trailer where like it definitely is like showing that he's kind of gonna live in the spotlight for a little bit, at least in the beginning. I thought that it was gonna be like really political and he has to be on the run and like go to some different country, right? Because I don't know, but like this was so left field. And another thing is, I mean, Loki, I feel like out of the whole MCU, Loki's probably the most, like Loki episode 6 probably the most important, right? Like Endgame, but then you have Loki episode 6, and that really introduces different timelines, and that's why we now have What If. So it's crazy now that this movie is featuring the multiverse, so it's not just variations on timelines, now it's the multiverse, and so we'll possibly get to see Miles Morales at some point, and that's just a pleasure. I cannot wait to see that. I cannot wait to see, hopefully, Tobey Maguire returns and Andrew Garfield. That'll be amazing. Everyone's expecting that. They keep hiding the fact that they're like saying, I haven't heard anything, I don't know, but I did hear William Dafoe's voice, right? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but like I did hear William Dafoe's voice. And so from the leaks, so spoilers ahead, right? I'm going to get into the leaks from the official synopsis a little bit just to prove my point. But it's like I heard that apparently the Sinister Six will form. And so it's the usual crew, right? Electro. So we know which Electro from the films. Okay, obviously Green Goblin, we have Doc Ock, and then I don't want to keep spoiling any further, right? But I haven't seen any mention of Vulture. I think it'll be really weird if Vulture is like pinned up against Peter and he's like gonna fight Peter again, because they had that type of relationship at least at the climax of the film, where it's like now Vulture kind of respects Peter. So I don't know if we'll see him. I don't know if he'll be a father figure. I'm wondering like if other Spider-Mans are introduced, or Spider-Man I should say are introduced, I wonder if they'll give guidance as well, because this kid's like non-stop getting guidance from people, which I don't like. I wish that like he had this type of I wish he made his own suit. I mean, even the Homecoming or Civil War suit's called the Stark suit, right? That's what it's dubbed. So everything's like given to him. But yeah, that's cool. And then also we see Wong here. Wong is I love Wong. And he makes an appearance in Shang-Chi fighting Abomination. So I wonder what that's about. And I wonder if there's going to be reference to what he was doing. And I wonder why it's so like frozen. It's like a meatpacking plant in there, or like worse. I just find it really funny. Spider-Man movies always like have this type of it's just this type of for me, like in the DC universe, it's Flash is the heart, really. It's supposed to be like in the comics, like there's definitely a lot about like family and whatnot. So I feel like Spider-Man's kind of the same. And so whenever you have his movies, I always expect that type. Like that's why I really like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, except 3, because there's that love and there's that family aspect to it, right? And there's also that comedy that I think really only you could do in the Spider-Man films. They really like majority of the Spider-Man films, honestly, even in like the Andrew Garfield series did it okay, right? So it's like it is what it is, whatever, but like there's still those notes of family, right? And also here's the crazy thing too, where are they going in the trailer? So obviously you see Peter going through some sort of rift that we kind of seen, you know, everything's like folding in a self-inception style, right? We kind of seen that in Homecoming. So I wonder, like, are they gonna travel somewhere else? Are they in the 2002 timeline, right, of like the original Spider-Man from Sam Raimi, because Doc Ock looks young right here, right? So I don't know how like other Sinister Six members will like join up and try to take on Peter. I'm not going to spoil any more about that, right? But it definitely gets crazier later on. I definitely hear, and there's like this big like fight at the end between Doctor Strange and the Sinister Six and Peter. That's the only spoiler I'll give, right? But you can kind of leave it to your imagination nonetheless. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. I'm really excited about the film. I cannot wait to see more. We've been waiting for so long, right? And I'm surprised because usually with Marvel Legends or like figures, that's my rule of thumb, is like pay attention to like figures and comics, right? Because they usually draw, especially comics, they draw their designs from what's going on in film because it's so prominent, right? Everyone's seeing it. So it's kind of like a cross marketing thing. And it's like, I think really like Marvel Legends too, like when you see a Marvel Legends, like expect the trailer to come, right? Like Shang-Chi had leaks of Marvel Legends showing up in different targets and stuff, you know, and we were expecting like a trailer, but it didn't come out. So like the same thing kind of happened with this movie. So it's like I'm wondering when it's gonna come out, and you know, another trailer, because it's due like in December, right? There's just so many projects coming out like in the later half of this year. So it's like I feel like now it's like really crammed, and it's definitely crunch time right now. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please support the channel any way you can. We also have a podcast called the Lunch Table Podcast. We'll be doing an in-depth discussion later on. I'm not sure when though, but I promise this week, and we'll kind of give like a longer take on it. So thank you guys so much and have a nice day.